The afternoon sun blazed down on the city streets, the pavement sizzling under its relentless heat. Strongman adjusted the strap of his gym bag over his shoulder, his biceps flexing instinctively as he moved. He had one goal today, an intense workout, uninterrupted, just him and the weights. But as he approached his usual gym, his routine was about to be shattered. A group of protesters stood clustered in front of the gym entrance, holding up neon-colored signs with bold, defiant lettering. Smash the patriarchy, not personal records. Strength is for everyone. No more macho muscle monopoly. Strongman slowed his pace, narrowing his eyes as he took in the scene. There were about a dozen women, most in casual clothes, some in athletic wear, all of them standing their ground as if they had declared war on iron plates and testosterone. He exhaled sharply through his nose. This was new. A few gym-goers stood nearby, hesitant, watching the scene unfold like it was a street performance they weren't sure if they wanted tickets to. Strongman could feel the shift in the air. The usual pre-gym energy was replaced by something charged, something on edge. A woman with sharp, determined eyes and a clipboard stepped forward, blocking his path. Her T-shirt had Manpower written in bold capital letters across the front. "You must be one of the regulars here," she said, tilting her chin up to meet his gaze. "Mind answering a few questions?" Strongman adjusted his stance, planting his feet firmly like he was preparing for a heavy lift. "Depends. What's this about?" She smirked. This gym has a history of being less than welcoming to women who just want to work out without feeling like they've stepped into a testosterone circus. Strongman felt a muscle twitch in his jaw. What's that supposed to mean? Another protester chimed in, a woman with short pink hair and a megaphone dangling from her wrist. "It means this place is a breeding ground for toxic masculinity. Women come here to train, and all they get is judgmental stares, unsolicited advice, and guys hogging the squat rack like they own it." Strongman scoffed. "Nobody owns a squat rack. You just have to be strong enough to use it." A collective murmur rippled through the group, but the clipboard woman didn't flinch. "You see, that's exactly the kind of attitude we're talking about. Strength shouldn't be some exclusive club for guys who grunt the loudest." A few gym regulars shuffled behind Strongman, their expressions wary. Some of them looked at him like he was their unofficial spokesperson, waiting for him to say what they didn't dare to. Others just looked like they wanted to sneak past the crowd and get to their workouts. Strongman inhaled deeply, choosing his words carefully. "Look, I don't have a problem with anyone training. You want to lift? Lift. Nobody's stopping you." Clipboard woman raised an eyebrow. "Then why is it that women still feel unsafe in gyms like this? Why do they feel excluded? Why do so many leave after a few sessions?" Strongman exhaled through his nose, his patience wearing thin. "You're telling me this gym is some secret underground fight club for men? That's ridiculous. Women train here all the time." "They train here," she said, "but do they feel welcome?" The question landed like a thrown dumbbell, heavy and meant to make an impact. Strongman could feel the expectant silence around him. Some of the protesters had their phones out now. Recording, he crossed his arms. "So what's your solution? Ban men from lifting? Turn the gym into a yoga studio?" Pink hair stepped in again, fire in her eyes. "How about we start with basic respect? How about men stop staring, stop offering helpful tips when nobody asked, and actually acknowledge that women belong in this space just as much as they do?" Strongman felt the pressure of the moment, the heat of the argument mixing with the literal heat of the sun. He knew he wasn't the enemy here. He also knew he wasn't about to back down. Clipboard woman narrowed her eyes. "What do you think, Strongman? Are you willing to listen? Or are you just going to flex your way out of this conversation?" A slow grin crept across his face. "Why don't you step inside and find out?" The crowd murmured. Clipboard woman studied him, trying to gauge if this was a trap or a genuine challenge. Then she nodded. "Fine, let's go." And with that, Strongman and his unexpected adversary stepped into the gym, where the real battle was about to begin. The door swung shut behind them with a dull thud, cutting off the sounds of the city. The gym air was thick with the scent of rubber mats, metal, and sweat, the unmistakable perfume of hard work. Machines clanked, barbells thudded against the floor, and music pulsed in the background. Strongman strode forward, unbothered by the growing tension. Clipboard woman and pink hair followed, their eyes scanning the environment like detectives in hostile territory. The other protesters hesitated at the entrance, unsure whether to step into what they clearly saw as enemy ground. A few heads turned as the unusual group entered. Some regulars paused mid-set, towels draped over their shoulders, curiosity flickering in their eyes. Others kept their focus, choosing to ignore whatever spectacle was about to unfold. Strongman dropped his gym bag next to a bench and turned to Clipboard woman. "All right, we're here. Now what?" She crossed her arms. "Now we see if what you set out there holds any weight." Pink hair gestured around. "Look at this place. Where's the representation? How many women do you see?" Strongman scanned the gym. There were a few, one on the treadmill, another doing dumbbell curls, and a woman loading a barbell at the squat rack. Not as many as the men, sure, but that was normal, wasn't it? Clipboard woman noticed his hesitation. "See? This isn't just coincidence. Women don't feel welcome here." Strongman folded his arms. "Or maybe not as many women are into heavy lifting. Ever think of that?" Pink hair scoffed. "That's exactly the problem. Women are conditioned from birth to think they don't belong in places like this. It's not that they aren't interested. It's that they've been discouraged, judged, or flat out made to feel unsafe." Strongman sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. "Look, you keep saying women aren't welcome, but nobody here is stopping them." A voice cut through the conversation. "Actually, that's not true." They turned. It was the woman at the squat rack. She was strong, with well-defined arms and legs that spoke of dedication. Her brown hair was tied back in a tight ponytail, and she had a hardened look of someone who had been through this argument before. Clipboard woman's expression softened. "You've had problems here?" The woman exhaled sharply. "I wouldn't say problems, but I'd be lying if I said I never noticed the stares, or the way some guys offer advice when I didn't ask, or how some just assume I'm here to do cardio." Pink hair turned to Strongman triumphantly. "See? This is what we're talking about." Strongman nodded, acknowledging the point but not conceding the war. "All right, fair. There are idiots everywhere, but that doesn't mean the whole gym culture is against you." Clipboard woman stepped closer. "It's not just about a few bad apples. It's the environment. The whole setup of this place is designed to cater to men." Strongman raised an eyebrow. "You mean the weights?" She didn't back down. "I mean the culture, the marketing. The way most gyms are built around the assumption that men are the default lifters, and women are just trying to tone or lose weight." Strongman smirked. "So, what? You want us to pinkify the dumbbells?" Pink hair groaned. "You're missing the point." Clipboard woman took a breath, reining in her frustration. "What we want is for places like this to be welcoming. No more judgment. No more "this isn't a space for you" vibes. We want gym culture to evolve." Strongman shrugged. "Then show up. Lift. Take the space." Pink hair glared at him. "It's not that simple." He raised a brow. "Why not?" Clipboard woman opened her mouth to answer, but before she could, a voice boomed from across the gym. "Hey!" Everyone turned. A man was standing near the cable machines. He was big, not just gym big, but competition big, muscles layered on muscles. His tank top stretched to its limit. His expression was one of pure annoyance. "You guys done talking?" he said, his voice dripping with impatience. "Some of us are actually here to lift." Strongman clenched his jaw. This was exactly the kind of guy that would make things worse. Pink hair scoffed. "Wow, perfect example." The big guy rolled his eyes. "Oh, here we go. Look, lady, I don't care what movement you're part of. I just don't want to hear a debate while I'm in the middle of the set." Clipboard woman took a step forward, undeterred. "And how do you feel about women being discouraged from lifting?" The man smirked, grabbing a dumbbell. "I feel like if you want to lift, then lift. But don't turn my gym into a lecture hall." A few chuckles rippled through the weight room. Strongman shot the big guy a glare. "You're not helping." Clipboard woman turned back to Strongman. "And that is why we're here. This whole, if you don't like it, leave attitude is exactly what keeps women from feeling like they belong. Strongman exhaled slowly. He could see where they were coming from, but the way they were going about it, storming into the gym like revolutionaries, wasn't the way to fix it. All right, he said finally. You want to prove something? Let's lift. Pink hair narrowed her eyes. What? You're here. You got a point to prove. So let's train together. Show everyone you belong. Clipboard woman exchanged glances with pink hair. The challenge had been thrown down. Fine, she said. Let's do this. And just like that, the battle was no longer just ideological. It was about to get physical. The challenge had been set. No more words. No more debating in front of the squat rack. It was time to settle this where it really mattered. In the iron jungle, Strongman smirked as he moved toward the free weights. All right, since you all want to talk about gym culture, let's see how you do when it's time to lift. Clipboard woman in pink hair exchanged glances, then nodded. The rest of the protesters who had followed them into the gym weren't as eager. Some shifted awkwardly, as if suddenly realizing they were deep in enemy territory. But Clipboard woman wasn't backing down. I'm in, she said. Let's show you what we're made of. Pink hair cracked her knuckles. Yeah, let's go. The regular gym goers had stopped pretending they weren't paying attention. A few leaned against machines, arms crossed, interested to see how this would play out. The big guy from earlier, the one who had told him to stop talking, was still lifting at the cable machine, but his expression said he was definitely keeping one eye on the action. Strongman led them toward the squat rack. We'll start with basics. Squats. Nothing fancy. Just pure strength. Clipboard woman stepped up first. She rolled her shoulders and set her stance, approaching the bar with confidence. I do squats all the time, she said. No problem. Strongman watched as she loaded a reasonable amount of weight, 135 pounds, a solid barbell with a plate on each side. She unracked it and lowered into her first rep. Not bad. Form was good. Depth was there. He gave a small nod. All right, you know what you're doing. Clipboard woman racked the bar with a satisfied smirk. Told you. Pink hair was next. She wasn't as practiced. The way she positioned herself under the bar told Strongman that she wasn't used to this kind of weight, but she was determined. She braced herself, took a deep breath, and went down. Halfway, then she froze. Her legs trembled as she struggled to push herself back up. Strongman instinctively stepped forward, hands ready to spot, but she let out a frustrated growl and fought her way to the top. She racked the bar with a huff, wiping sweat from her forehead. Clipboard woman clapped a hand on her back. Nice. Pink hair frowned. Not nice. That was ugly. Strongman smirked. You got it up. That's what counts. Pink hair didn't seem convinced. Clipboard woman turned to Strongman. Your turn, then show us what you can do. He chuckled, rolling his neck. All right, with practice ease. He stepped under the bar, gripping it with an effortless confidence that only years of training could bring. He didn't start with their weight. He loaded up 405 pounds, 4 big plates on each side. A hush fell over the room. Even the big guy at the cable machine turned his head slightly. Strongman unracked the bar and went down. Deep, perfect form. Then, with barely a grunt, he powered back up. 1, 2, 3. He re-racked the bar like it was nothing. Clipboard woman blinked. Jesus. Pink hair crossed her arms. Yeah, well, of course you're strong. You're built like a tank. Strongman wiped his hands on his shorts. That's not the point. The point is that lifting isn't about gender. It's about strength. And strength is built. You show up, you put in the work, and you get stronger. Clipboard woman nodded slowly. Okay, but let's talk about why it's easier for you to get strong. Strongman raised an eyebrow. You gonna pull the testosterone card? She smirked. Science is science. Pink hair exhaled. It's not just about that, though. It's about how guys are encouraged to train like this from the time they're kids. Sports, weightlifting, competition, it's all normal for you. For girls, it's different. We get told to do Pilates, yoga, or just stay thin. Strongman folded his arms. So what's stopping you from ignoring all that and just training the way you want? Clipboard woman gave him a pointed look. Exactly this. The gym culture. The way guys look at us like we don't belong. The way you're acting like this is just a battle of willpower when the playing field has never been even. Strongman sighed. Look, I get it, but you can't change the past. You can only change what you do now. Pink hair scoffed. Easy for you to say. You never had to deal with what we do. Strongman's expression darkened for the first time. You don't know what I've dealt with. The room went quiet. Clipboard woman tilted her head. What do you mean? Strongman exhaled, resting his hands on his hips. You think I just walked into a gym and was instantly respected? That I never got judged? I was a scrawny kid once. Weak. Got laughed at when I first started. Had people telling me I wasn't cut out for this. That I'd never get anywhere. Pink hair frowned. But you proved them wrong. He nodded. Yeah, by showing up, by putting in the work. And that's all I'm saying. You want this space to be yours? Take it. Earn it. Don't wait for permission. Clipboard woman chewed on her lip, thinking. That's easy to say, but some barriers aren't just mental. Women still deal with harassment, intimidation, even just being underestimated. And that needs a change, too. Strongman nodded slowly. Fair enough. Pink hair sighed, shaking her head. I don't know. Maybe I came in here expecting to fight, but this, I don't know what I was expecting. Clipboard woman put a hand on her shoulder. We're still proving a point. We're standing our ground. That's what matters. Strongman smirked. And you lifted today. That matters, too. Clipboard woman glanced around the gym. The other lifters had gone back to their routines, but the atmosphere had changed. They weren't staring at the feminists anymore, not with judgment, at least. Just curiosity. Some even nodded in quiet approval. She took a deep breath. Okay, maybe we made some progress today. Pink hair cracked her knuckles. Or maybe this is just round one. Strongman chuckled. Bring it on. The energy in the gym had shifted. The debate had turned into action. Sweat had replaced words, and now, standing in the aftermath of their unexpected workout, Clipboard woman and pink hair looked at Strongman with something new in their eyes. Not quite admiration, not quite surrender, but something close to understanding. Clipboard woman wiped her forehead with the back of her hand. All right, I'll admit it. This was what I expected. Strongman smirked. What did you expect? Pink hair let out a short laugh. More resistance, more excuses. Instead, you actually let us prove ourselves. Strongman shrugged. I told you, this gym doesn't care if you're male or female. It only cares if you show up. Clipboard woman sighed, glancing around. Still, this was just one day. There's still a lot that needs to change. Strongman nodded. Then change it. Keep showing up. Keep lifting. Prove you belong, not with words, but with strength. Pink hair rolled her shoulders. You know what? Maybe we will. Clipboard woman extended a hand. Truce. Strongman grinned and shook it. For now. As they walked out, the protest signs abandoned at the door. A few gym-goers watched them go with a new kind of respect. Strongman exhaled, feeling something he hadn't expected. Not victory, just possibility.